Good morning, Carmel. I'm Gabby Malley. It's 8:06. Campus Ministry and Respect Life Club are partnering and hosting a rosary for the unborn on Thursday, February 22nd at 7:20 in the chapel. Come and bring friends. Rosaries and prayer sheets will be provided. The opportunity to register for the summer study abroad trip to Spain and France is closed. See the weekly newsletter for more information. The summer school course catalog is now available. By taking a summer course, students have the opportunity to take advantage of study hall, early dismissal, or an open space for other electives during the 2024-25 school year. Registration will be available in the coming weeks. Sophomore Tony Enohosa is headed to state for wrestling today. He will compete across 3 days and look to extend his winning streak. In addition to wrestling going to state, the girls' gymnastics team is also advancing to state. Ava Fendel and Alyssa Arenz will represent Carmel Catholic at the meet at Palatine High School this Saturday. Newman Forum's What Really Happened At conference is February 17th. Discover the fascinating reality behind misunderstood scientific, historical, literary, and religious topics by engaging with college professors and graduate students to discuss the wonders of science, the lessons of history, the beauty of literature, and the mysteries of faith. Email Mr. Potasic for more information. Up next, we have Carmel Today.
All right, good morning, Carmel Catholic. It's Carmel Today once again this week.
Yes.
Yesterday we talked a little bit about Ash Wednesday and Cardinal Blaise Supich coming into Carmel and celebrating Mass with us.
Yeah, and I must say he had an awesome experience here at Carmel Catholic, and he really does enjoy meeting and spending time with his students and celebrating Mass here. So that was really an honor to have the Cardinal here.
And then the brunch and everything. And
yeah, we
that
had
was cool.
just some ministers, student ministers from Mass, and some teachers and administrators just to represent our school, and it was great to continue food, fun, and fellowship with the Cardinal.
We love
alliteration.
Yes. So yeah, let's move on to what we're talking about today. So Lenten season started yesterday.
Correct, with Ash Wednesday.
With Ash Wednesday, and so we're moving forward and just going to try to get an idea of what this means.
Yeah, and really to start us off, I would say Cardinal Supich, using Cardinal Supich as his message there pertaining to Lent from the Old English, meaning springtime.
Yeah.
It's a time to really see what God is doing new in our lives. And that's really the idea of this 40-day sacred season that is Lent.
Sure. Now, other than just the, Mass doesn't have Hallelujah anymore in it for this little bit. But I will say, AJ Escamilla yesterday when we were broadcasting Mass mentioned that he wishes that all of the Masses were in Lent because he likes the music better.
Yeah.
Which I think, I kind of like that,
Yeah, and obviously liturgical music is oriented to the scriptures and to the occasion and the liturgical season.
Yeah.
So then, intentionally, the hymns and the songs will speak to the nature of our season.
Right. So, all right. So what can we
can look at the 3 pillars of Lent.
Sure. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, and really those are the hallmarks of the season of Lent. And with prayer, you can think of it in a sense of dialogue with God. How do I set more intentional time to be in communication with God, who is love and who loves me and who wants to be in relationship with me?
Sure.
Fasting, fasting can be something as simple as, abstaining from a particular kind of food, but also fasting in the sense that I realize I am dependent upon God ultimately.
Yeah.
It's like that praise and worship song, Lord, I Need You.
Yeah.
So fasting helps us to really be in touch with how we belong to God and we need God to sustain us.
Mm-hmm.
And with almsgiving, the idea of giving or charity, how might I do something that helps me to be in touch with my sisters and brothers?
Sure.
And to also help me to emulate Jesus's example.
Yeah. I think the one thing too about prayer, and even kind of going into fasting as well.
Yeah.
I think we, you had said something. You had said the words communicating with God.
Yeah.
Because generally, I think when people think, oh, we're praying to God, it's like, well, we're just saying stuff and God's listening.
Yeah.
But really, you should be listening.
Yeah.
Listening to what God has to say back.
And that's what Pope Francis pointed out when he reflected once on Lent. He said that this is a time of grace, which it is. It's a time of grace if we're open to hearing God.
Yeah.
To your point.
Yeah, that's a nuance that I think we could really, put out there.
Yeah.
So let's maybe go into what students can do.
Yeah, maybe Mr. Franklin, would you share some suggestions with our students?
And we have this slide here. For pray, write down one thing you were grateful for each day. I mean, that's pretty spectacular. I mean, you have 40 days.
Yeah.
That's 40 things. And
that's a lot.
We tend to think that we don't get to sit and think about stuff like that. And sitting there, setting a timer to sit in silence for 1 minute each day.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't realize how long a minute is.
And and I think and it's okay to take baby steps. And that's what we're getting at too. That's what the church is getting at. It's okay to take baby steps because it's that idea of gradualism. We're on this journey together.
Yeah.
And on a pathway of holiness together. Mm-hmm. And it does take time, and we need God and we need God's grace. And so it's just doing small things in an intentional way that can really enrich our spiritual lives this Lenten season. So if it's a minute, maybe it's 5 minutes for some.
Sure.
Some just intentional time though, talking with God. That's prayer.
Yeah, and it's like honing a skill.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So for fast, refrain from complaining or gossiping about others. That's tough for some of us. Refrain from eating meat on an additional weekday, which, could also be Laudato Si inspired as well. I mean, with the amount of energy that goes into making like a pound of meat is unbelievable.
So here you think of that pillar of fasting, not just as a devotional or act of piety for the individual, but to your point, it can have impact on the larger ecosystem.
Yeah. I mean, it's like dropping a little pebble into a lake. Send an uplifting text message. Forgive. Send an uplifting text message or handwritten note. Handwritten note would be nice.
Yes.
To friends or family member every week.
Yeah. That's really a big idea there. That's powerful and really powerful. Don't underestimate the power of just saying a word of encouragement to somebody.
Yeah.
And I think it really does speak to what Cardinal Supich said yesterday in his awesome homily. Let those ashes that we wore yesterday on our foreheads remind us of our humanity and that we have so much more in common than what makes us different.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then to show, precisely because of that, to show tenderness and compassion toward one another. And a great way to do that is to, extend a helping hand, to send a word of encouragement to somebody, especially in need.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we don't realize what, where people are coming from, what they're dealing with on the outside.
Yeah.
Just any sort of words could be very impactful.
Absolutely.
And we had some other things written down too, maybe on this list. Forgive, maybe $1 or something for a week or a day or something for, some sort of charity.
Sure. Maybe if there's a charity that you are fond of, maybe offering whatever you can. I remember that gospel story, the poor widow, she offered a few coins, but Jesus says she offered more than all the rest because she gave from the heart.
Yeah.
So that's the idea of Lent. It's being intentional and doing this from the heart.
Yeah.
And it might be $1, whatever you can, but it's again, as Cardinal said, when we do give, we are connected with our sisters and brothers in that sense of solidarity.
Sure. Yeah. All right, let's move on here to the next slide.
Yeah, and to close, and this certainly speaks to that pillar of prayer, which is an important component, as the other two pillars are, of course, in the season of Lent, but something concrete. With the idea of prayer can be coming to our daily masses. We have masses on most Mondays and Fridays and Wednesdays after school, And for Mondays and Fridays, it's 7:15 a.m. before school. Wednesdays, it would be 3:20 p.m. right after school. All are welcome, and it's a great way this Lenten season to come together as a faith community and to practice prayer.
Yeah, and I mean, I generally go in the mornings, but I mean, obviously Friday or Monday morning's great with you celebrating, but Father Tarchi on Fridays, that's a really neat
He's
draw.
phenomenal.
He's phenomenal.
Yes.
His homilies are just really, really good. But it's also cool to see a lot of students there.
Yeah.
You know, the last time I went, the whole side was packed.
Yeah,
and
packed
then,
the chapel.
Yeah, it was packed the chapel. And then there were a bunch of alumni there as well.
Yeah.
So the community,
it's always
showing enthusiasm and
yeah,
it was really cool. Anything else?
Yeah. Well, to the student community, please know during these 40 days as we journey together in a season of Lent, please know of our prayers and support. And may we continue to draw close to Christ together.
Okay. On that note, Carmel Today will be back next Thursday.
Yeah.
With a new exciting topic, and Carmel News will be right back.
Live.
Hello, Carmel. Anyways, you know what day it is if I'm sitting here. It is game day. Let's go. It's the girls' regional final today. Let's beat the Bears. It's against Lake Zurich at 7 p.m. It's against Lake Zurich at 7 p.m. in the Salvi Arena. Theme is going to be blackout. Wear the most black you can. Let's show up. Let's show out. This is all we have for today, Carmel. Let's go. Bye, y'all. Thank you for watching CDN.